Welcome back to Feel Free, the only podcast that'll tell you to chase your dreams and call you out on all your bullshit, myself included. If you haven't already, give me a like, subscribe, and share on all your favorite listening and social media platforms, especially my YouTube channel, which I just started, which has all of the episodes up. Not a lot of clips up there, but all the episodes are up. So definitely give me a subscribe on that motherfucker. Really appreciate it. Got a good show planned. Not really. The show is not planned at all, actually.
No.
I've actually just been thinking about what I wanted to talk about. Oh, Lisa's here too.
Hi.
Hey. We also got our cat.
Lou.
Who's not doing too hot today.
No, he's sleeping.
The main prerogative of today's episode is panic.
Manic panic?
Manic panic.
Manic panic.
Okay, panic attack.
Panic attack.
So we're going to talk about anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about stress on here a lot. It is a mental health podcast, so obviously you would talk about stress. But at the ripe old age of 29, I had my first panic attack 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, I had my first panic attack. One of the most ridiculous experiences in my short little human life, I'd say.
How'd that go for you?
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Awful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we're going to get into it. Well, we're also going to talk about some of the thoughts that other people have been coming to me with about their stress. Honestly, 2023 has not started out good.
No.
For me personally and the people in my life also. It's just been a shitty start to the year. But everybody I have talked to all have very positive thoughts about bringing that level of energy up.
Yeah.
So we're going to stay positive. But we're going to talk about all the shit that went down. So first and foremost, if you all know us personally, we got a cat a couple months ago. His name is Lou. Full name is Lucifer. And he does not live up to his name. Everybody asks if he's a little devil. He is not a little devil.
No, he's a little angel.
He is a little angel.
Light bringer.
And yeah, Lucifer in Latin means light bringer or bearer, for all of you who didn't know that. So he's been a blessing to this little household or apartment, whatever you want to call it. Over the weeks of the winter break and the holiday season, he started to show symptoms of a disease we didn't know what it was. He was starting to lose his balance with his hind legs.
Mm-hmm.
We took him in for some tests to see if he had toxoplasmosis, which is a disease that's usually transferred between the fecal matter of rodents. Right? So obviously cats would come in contact with that.
Yeah.
Where it does have some inflammation to the spine. That came back negative in his blood results, though. And he seemed to deteriorate even more over the weekend, even though we were on the toxoplasmosis medicine. And after digging around and doing my own research, I had kind of concluded or self-diagnosed, not self-diagnosed, but
yeah.
I diagnosed him myself with FIP, which is a form of feline coronavirus. And normally the feline coronavirus isn't deadly. 40 to 80% of cats usually get it, and it's usually a cough and maybe some diarrhea. Unfortunately, 5 to 10% of the time, the virus will mutate into something extremely fatal to cats, and there is not an FDA-approved drug out there that is used to cure the disease. So unfortunately, most vet practices and, pet owners in general will just have to put their cats down. So it's pretty tragic. And after doing my own research and finding some lovely people on the internet, we were able to find a treatment option for Lou. He's been doing really well for the last 3 weeks. We have another 9 weeks of treatment available. It is a very stressful process. We have to give him a subcutaneous shot every night for 84 days straight.
Yeah.
And the first couple shots or the first week was pretty brutal. It's gotten a little better now.
Yeah.
We've gotten better at it. But it's still emotionally stressful.
It is.
Right? But he has been making a crazy recovery. So he pretty much got he pretty much got the worst form of the virus, which shows deterioration in symptoms of neurological and ocular symptoms or whatever, in the eyes and the spine. He was losing balance. He was losing the ability to control his bowels and use his back legs, couldn't jump up or down from the bed, just like dragging his legs around. His third eyelid was opening and covering his eyes almost when he wasn't even sleeping, right? So when he was awake, and he was losing weight. He was already small, Lo and behold, we found out that FIP, one of the symptoms of it, is stunted growth.
Yeah.
And we just thought he was a small cat, and everybody thought he was just the runt of the litter. And then, lo and behold, after 3 weeks of doing the treatment, he gains nearly a pound, and he actually grows into a kitten. He's got all this energy. He's running around. He's feeling great.
Right.
So it's been very stressful dealing with this whole situation with the cat.
Mm-hmm.
Watching him at the office. Honestly, it was the first week of the year that was really fucking brutal for me. Actually, while you were gone on your trip.
I was gone in Nashville for a girls' trip over New Year's Eve, and it was around Christmas when we noticed his balance like getting bad and worsening, and then I left. I had already planned this trip, and John was home alone with Lou, and I didn't realize it because John was trying to make sure that I still had a good time, but Lou was getting worse and worse.
Right.
And so it just kind of deteriorated from there. And then when I came back, that night went and got his first treatment.
Yeah, the medicine. And got his first week or two of the shots available.
Yeah.
Through some of the people we found on the internet, so that was nice. Yeah, it was pretty brutal. All I could really muster up was like playing video games and chilling in bed with my sick-ass cat the first week of the year.
Yeah.
So that was pretty brutal. He's doing a lot better now. I'm doing a lot better now. You're doing a lot better now.
Yes.
We're doing way better with the shots. So hopefully he keeps doing better. He did get a little sick today. We were worried about him, so we brought him to the vet. Hopefully he's just got a cold, but he has been taking the shots very well the last week.
Yeah.
And he's been running around, and he's got this kitten energy that he never had, so he's made a lot of improvements. So that's something we're very, very happy about. It was very stressful, though. That was the one thing that was very stressful to start the year. Number 2, what was it? It was like the day after New Year's or something.
Mm-hmm.
I went out to eat with 2 of my friends. And on my way back, I pull into my parking lot. I didn't know that a car had followed me into the parking lot. I get out of my car. Guy rolls his window down, and he yells at me that he knows me.
Yeah.
With that, I kind of started the story abruptly, but basically the second thing that stressed me the fuck out was I had this random-ass dude claimed he knew me and followed me into my parking lot. And he goes, "Yeah, I know you. I know you." And I'm like, standing there, I'm like, "No, you don't." Like, almost like I took 2 steps to like see in his car because he only had the window rolled down partially.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to get a better look at him. So I took 2 steps towards him, and he goes, No, stay there. Like he thought I was going to fucking do something.
Right. But
I'm
like you followed me home.
He followed me home and then told me to stand there. And I was blown at this moment. He goes, "Yeah, I seen that car around on the Dan Ryan." I was just like standing there, and like if you look at the pictures of the video from my landlord's cameras outdoor to see me, my neck and my head over time starts drooping more and more. Like I start protruding my neck.
Like in disbelief.
In disbelief as the pictures escalate, right, through time. And I just didn't know what to say to this man. And he goes, "Yeah, I got pictures and videos. I know you." And I'm like, "Okay." And then he looks at me and he goes, "You stop following me? Can you stop following me?" And I'm just like shook at this moment. I'm almost speechless, all right?
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, can you do me a favor? Just stop it, man. I know what you're doing. Just stop it." And and then to get on with my life and my day and to get him out of my hair, I just looked at him and I said, Sure. And he goes, "Hey, thanks, man." And then he peels out of my parking lot. And I walked inside. I've never had any type of situation like this happen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Right? And I've like been to some pretty ridiculous places, raves, trap houses, like whatever, like when I was doing drugs and stuff. Like I've met some really weird fucking people.
Yeah.
But I've never had an experience like that in my life where someone follows me and then claims that I'm the fucking stalker and peels out of my parking lot.
Yeah.
I'm like
you followed me home.
Right. And it was just fucking crazy. So that on top of me now walking into my apartment to see my sick ass cat dragging half of his body towards me, meowing.
Stop.
I'm like about to fucking cry. This guy shows up in my parking lot. I'm like worried, not even worried for my own health. Like I said, I was more worried about you.
Yeah.
I'm like, this man knows where I live. And like, what if Lisa comes home and she drives home at night or she's like by herself or whatever, and this man comes back and I'm not fucking there.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm more like worried about the health and safety of, you know, the people in this little family, like I was saying. So that's what transpired. Then Lisa comes home. We give him his first shot successfully. The next day at work, I'm the only one in the office. It's the Tuesday after New Year's Day. And I don't know, I walked into the office and I'm like, something's not right. Something's not right. I don't know what it is. I'm going to just get to work. And that was at 9 o'clock. And then 11 o'clock comes around and I'm like, damn, the air's really heavy in the room right now.
Yeah.
And I've never had this happen. My heart started like racing. I started running through all of these ridiculous scenarios in my head because of the crazy dude that followed me, my dying fucking cat, and then all of these client problems at work. And then I'm still focused on like my podcast or like whatever, creative energy, the book, and like everything in my life was like swirling around me at 11 o'clock on that Tuesday. And like the couple days after New Year's, when the holiday season is finally over, it's very calm, in my opinion, in the corporate world.
Yeah.
Especially like the financial world, because taxes aren't due yet. People are on vacation. The year just ended. You're not getting all the statements to close out the books, right? So that Tuesday or Wednesday, it's very quiet. I had very minimal pressing tasks to do, right? But still, it was overwhelming. Everything in life was overwhelming me at that point. And I felt like I was drowning in that room. And that's when I had to put my headphones on for a half hour. I listened to some FKJ, which is a great artist, very chill neo-funk artist. And I just sat there for a half hour and just calmed down, right? And then I called Lisa and asked her to bring me some food. And I told her what happened. And then you're like, oh, do you want me to bring Lou with?
Yeah, because I'm like, do you want like us to come and like eat with you? Do you need company? And he's like, no. Like, that's the last thing I need.
I'm like, I can't look at him right now. Like, I'm just going to start fucking crying, you know? So she brought me a little chicken wrap, and I luckily calmed down that day, took some deep breaths, and, you know, I got on with my day. But it was still very scary because I've never dealt with a panic attack before in my life. Mm-hmm. It's fucking crazy. I've never had anxiety.
Yeah.
You know, even taking, like, mass quantities of, like, Adderall, cocaine, smoking, weed, doing whatever. Like, I've never even been like anxious in those moments of getting high.
Yeah.
Compared to like when I'm like worried about the future that hasn't even happened yet. Mm-hmm. It's crazy to me, you know? And that's just how the fucking year has started out. Granted, like I've done a lot better at staying calm in the last couple of weeks, not running myself into the ground as much anymore. So I think that panic attack was like a nice wake-up call for my 2023. It's like,
yeah,
you know, I'd still been working out too. I was getting rid of all that energy I had. I'm playing some video games. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not really writing another book of the podcast like I'm doing them here and there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like not getting worried about things anymore.
Yeah, it's important.
Right. And now at the third or fourth week of the year, I've got all this energy towards learning about social media, video engineering, podcasting. You've
been very good on that.
Right. Like a side note, like we weren't even going to talk about it today. I'm just going to tell everyone right now, like I am putting in a lot of work into the Feel Free podcast brand to make a better product for all of you, give you better information, take this more seriously in the year 2023 because I think a lot more people deserve to hear this. You know, I think it's just fun, you know, for me to be learning this stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to give you the best product possible. Mm-hmm. Rest assured, the last week or two, I've been putting in countless hours after work, figuring out how to make this better. And just wanted to tell everyone thank you for the support, kind of. Especially some other people who have been texting me, hitting me up like, yo, when's the next podcast coming out? Or people that ask me about it, you know. I really appreciate those texts because it keeps me on my shit.
Yeah.
You know, so that's been good. I'm now taking the shitty start to the year and I've turned it into something positive. Right.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's like a saying somewhere. I know they do this for like weddings or whatever. Like the worse the wedding day, the better the marriage will be. So like the worse the beginning of the year is, the better the rest of it will be. Like you get all of that bad shit done first.
Okay.
And then the rest of your year is going to be better. I'm pretty sure that's like a insane or like some type of superstition or something.
All right. Well, I'm about it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Now, you wanted to talk a little bit about your run-in with anxiety. I mean, you got diagnosed late in life, you said.
I'm just an anxious being, not as severe as other people's anxiety can be.
Right.
I went to the University of Kansas and I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. And it was really weird, like in Kansas, 8 hours away from home, and like talking to my mom, and she's like, I'm going to send you this book. I think this book will be helpful for you. And it's like a book of things that happen to you maybe when you're in college. And a lot of it was like mental health things that you go through. And I'm reading it and I'm like, oh my God, holy shit. It's like, do I need to go see somebody? So that's how I like kind of became aware of it. My big thing that I had to deal with through high school and college, like my early years of college, is I would stress myself out so much that I would create this huge like storm of anxiety that was centered around me being anxious.
Yeah.
And I just could not get myself out of this hole, and it would last for days. And I just couldn't do anything.
It was almost crippling.
It literally, I could not get out of bed because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have to do this, but I can't, like, why I feel like this, why can't I do it? Like just so many things that I would just psych myself out, and I just couldn't do anything.
And not even like handle the day whatsoever.
No, I would just stay inside all day.
I mean, now it's not as apparent when you have something like that.
No.
Like I do notice it, but you're still able to go through your day.
Right.
Like you don't like shut down completely. But I think that's just been like years of like self-development work on your part, learning to live with it.
Yeah. Learning how to cope and not get myself into that unending cycle.
Now, did you always feel like that growing up? Because you got diagnosed, like I said, at college. So that's like 18 or 19.
Yeah. I did have some anxiety when I was younger, like that I can remember now that I know how anxiety presents in so many different manners. Like over the littlest things, I would not ask to do things, just simple things like, oh, hang out with a friend. I would get so anxious. I would have full conversations in my head of what the possible responses my parents would say, how I would respond to that. And like that is a form of anxiety, if just like having to play out everything in your head and every single possibility.
Right.
Because you are afraid of what may happen and you want to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it presented when I was younger. And like I would just run through all of that. And so like I just wouldn't say things or do things because I was like, I can't deal with
an outcome I haven't run through yet.
Yes, exactly. So I'll just not do anything.
Right.
Is what I would do.
I feel that because that's definitely what happened with that panic attack I had. Because I was running through a bunch of not consequences, but like outcomes in the future for things that had happened that I didn't know how to deal with.
Right.
I'm like, this moment that I'm in right now, that I'm suffocating in, is just all of these future outcomes that I don't know how to handle.
Right.
And the John in this moment cannot move forward.
Right.
Because I don't trust myself at that point. Like, I don't trust the world. I don't trust myself.
Right.
So it's very crippling to have that.
Yeah.
And I've never had that before. Like I was telling you even before we were doing the podcast, like even going up on stage in front of 200 to 300 people and dancing with my little light up gloves and shoes. Like I had a little anxiety the couple days leading up to that, but that's healthy anxiety, you know? And then getting out there and doing it when I'm standing out on stage, I wasn't anxious at all. Right. You know, and then like the safety of my girlfriend and my cat is in jeopardy, or I think it's in jeopardy. Right. And I lose my fucking marbles. It's just crazy how there are two types of anxiety. I mean, both of my therapists throughout life have told me that. There's healthy, and then obviously there's bad anxiety or negative anxiety. And being able to use the healthy anxiety, I think, is a very powerful thing. Right. Because if you don't know how to use it, then the bad anxiety is just going to take over your life. Right. Yeah, that's something that I've had to work through in therapy and like just self-reflection and like pausing myself. But there are still times like the other night where my anxiety just kind of takes over. Yeah. And I can't. Saw that. Yeah, like I've had anxiety attacks where mine present in the sense that I feel like I'm nauseous and I'm going to throw up, even though I'm not, and I get dizzy. So I think the last one that I had
was I was in the bank and I was in this tiny little vestibule because it was COVID, and I was waiting, and I like just felt like I couldn't breathe, and I felt like I was going to be nauseous, and I just had to run to my car, and I just broke down crying because I could not stop this feeling of being nauseous and dizzy, even though I wasn't doing anything.
Right.
But now it's just, I get angry.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because I get upset at myself because I feel my anxiety kicking in.
Well, you're getting angry at yourself because you think you should know how to deal with this by now.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's just so unforgiving.
I know.
Because it's like, you're not perfect.
Well, yeah.
None of us are.
No.
Like, there's no perfect way to deal with a shitty situation.
No.
Right? Like, there are better coping mechanisms, which we have talked about on the show. The breathing thing has been really big for me this year and lately. And Joe actually wanted to recommend a book to me called Breathe, and it has a lot to do with breathing through your nose and stuff, and the benefits of that, especially for like working out or sleeping or just day-to-day activities. And when things get too stressful, when I take a step back and I just breathe, that's been really big for me the last 2 weeks. And it's a very simple thing to do, and you have to catch yourself to do it.
Right.
You know, because otherwise it's so easy to get angry.
Yeah.
It's almost like we are conditioned now to get angry.
Right.
It's fucking crazy. Like, I almost got angry when we were just out to dinner today because they had the news playing.
Yeah, you did. I saw that.
While I'm trying to eat. I'm just trying to eat my fucking dinner, and I hate the fucking news.
Yeah.
Like, there's just people dying on there. Literally, there were people, it was all homicide cases.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm trying to fucking eat.
Yeah.
Why is this on? I'm about to throw my tacos across the room. And I love tacos, so I couldn't. I literally had to put my head down and eat.
Yeah.
That's just crazy that something small like the news will do that. Or like, I have a bad day with some clients, you know? Or maybe my podcasting video isn't working. Because I was so mad yesterday when that was happening. Like, all of these little things come into our lives to make us angry.
Right.
And we don't know how to face them in a healthy manner.
Right. And I feel like sometimes we don't like, it's not in our control. Like, we cannot control it, and it's something that's actually not harmful to us.
Well, we can't control the things that are happening to us.
Right. We can control how we respond.
Right. Which is practice.
Right.
That is a practice.
It is.
Yes. Which is why I'd highly recommend the breathing thing.
Yeah.
And I've had a conversation with somebody else who's had a very rough start to their year, who I'm probably going to have on the podcast soon again. It's Jackie.
Yeah.
She's been going through it just as much as we are, right? And she's got all this shit going on, and then when she's asking for advice, I'm like, just breathe.
Yeah.
Like, and I have to tell myself this now too. And I'm like, I literally tell people these things, and I have been doing them, right?
Good.
But sometimes I haven't.
Yeah.
So it's nice to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, things are going to get done. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
We have a lot to be thankful for. I got a place to sleep at night. I got some food. I got clothes.
Right.
I got a lot of things that I've worked really hard for. There's more to be grateful for than there is to be mad about.
Right.
If you unlock your phone and you go on Twitter, or you go on a social media platform, or you watch the news, or you go into the portal of a screen or internet or technology, it's very easy to get angry. When you don't, if you just wake up, start your day, maybe get a glass of water, some coffee, maybe not even read a book, maybe just like sit with your thoughts, maybe just put some music on in your living room or whatever and just sit there. It's just such a crazy start to your day when you start it like that.
Yeah.
You know, like absolutely no objective other than to just be peaceful. And it's throughout the day when, like I said, when we let these things come into our lives, like it's mostly the media. You know how I feel about that.
I do.
I don't fucking trust it.
Yeah.
I hate it, you know? It gives us these reasons to be angry. But that's where we have to get better at.
Yeah.
We have to learn how to breathe. We have to learn how to step away. If you've been working too hard, there is absolutely no shame taking a little break.
Yeah.
We are not robots or machines. As much as the corporate world wants to make us think that we're some indispensable machines.
Right.
We're not.
Right. And we need to prioritize ourselves. And in those moments of anxiety, I think, like you helped me with this yesterday, what is the one thing right now that will help you? And if it's not even what you plan to do, or like you're like, I can't do it right now, I have other things to do.
Right.
What is that one thing that is going to help you, and do it?
Right. And
just do it.
I asked you that, and you actually started naming things that you needed to do for like me.
Yeah.
And like Lou and the apartment.
Right.
Right. Like, oh, I need to cook, or I need to clean.
Yeah.
I got to do this. I got to do that. And you didn't even name the one thing you wanted to do, which is why I had to keep asking you. And then you're like, I just want to put my clothes away and organize my closet. And I'm like, okay, you do that.
Yeah.
And I will do the dishes.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're just like standing there about to explode. And I'm like, this is unnecessary. Like,
Right.
literally do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the fucking dishes can wait. You got to just have that conversation. Or you have to just like say it.
Right. Yeah. But I think in any situation, like, I think that's something that everyone can do and should do. Just do the one thing, whether it's going for a walk or maybe a small task that you have been wanting to get done, but other things keep getting in the way.
Yeah, keep coming up.
Yeah. Just do that one thing and just take a breath.
Right. And I have to do that as well, which it usually is me playing a little video games.
Yeah.
Because like I've said on the last couple episodes, maybe, and not the last couple, I don't know. The second half of the year last year, I was working like a dog. And I stopped like watching new anime and playing video games, and I literally just worked out podcast.
Right.
And lo and behold, like I pretty much like fell apart in like November.
Yeah.
You know? And this year it's a little different. It's like if I'm too stressed, I'm gonna play a little video games, right? I'm gonna watch an anime.
Yeah.
You know? And now I'm even noticing there's another thing that if I'm too focused now on learning all this business stuff and podcast stuff, and because it's not creative to me, as creative as I can be.
Right.
Like learning how to do social media marketing, post, content creation. Like this is all great. Planning podcasts, that can be creative.
Yeah.
But nothing to me is as creative as me just sitting there with a blank piece of paper and like just writing.
Yeah.
Like whether it's philosophy or poetry, like that is like the most creative task that I have next to like gloving or dancing. Mm-hmm. The other night, like I didn't want to work on this at that moment.
Right.
But I was trying to make myself, I'm like, it's 10 o'clock. We worked out, we ate, we worked our job. Like this is the time to like work on shit. And I just had to sit there and I'm like, I don't want to. I just want to write.
Yeah.
So I put on some very chill music and I just, wrote.
Yeah.
And it was very nice. Mm-hmm. You got to just tell yourself that shit though.
Yeah.
Sometimes we want to believe that we have to work ourselves ragged.
Yeah, we don't.
And that causes anxiety.
It does. Because we're not living up to the expectations we've set for ourselves.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that is the human mind.
The human mind now. The human mind in the 21st century is a fucking animal.
Yeah.
Mixed with technology, it's even worse.
It is.
And I will say that on anytime it comes up on any of my podcasts or future books, like I cannot stand the integration between technology and the human race right now. Mm-hmm. And it needs to be throttled or fixed, in my opinion.
I agree.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Right now, we have to focus on the individual, which is the mission objective of Feel Free.
Yeah.
I think. Mm-hmm. I have to, like, fix that. I'm, like, supposed to, like, write a page or two on, like, what I think the podcast is actually for.
Yeah.
Because it's just general right now. Mm-hmm. I got people coming on, talk about their dreams. Like, it's mostly health and wellness, though.
Yeah.
But I've branched off and to have people come and talk about their dreams a little bit, which is great.
Yeah.
That's part of wellness and well-being, right? But I need to start narrowing it down, So that's my task for 2023.
Yeah. I think it's a good one.
Right. Yeah. So, how's our little man doing?
He's knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, he is snoozing right now.
I know. I'm hoping he's just snoozing through this sickness he's got.
Right.
And that he'll feel better in the morning.
Well, his shot should go in easy tonight at least.
Oh my God.
Because he is fucking dead right now.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate everybody coming out, listening to the episode. If you haven't already, give me a subscribe, like, and share. Tell everybody about it. Maybe hit me up. I'm actually thinking of doing coaching. I know, it's ridiculous. I read about this. Maybe like, in the future, because if there's one thing I do know I want to do, it's help people with their vices or addictions.
Yeah.
I think I can give good advice on that, right? But that's in the future. For now, just subscribe to the channels. Let me know how we're doing. Interact with some of the posts more. Hit me up. I will hit you back. Absolutely. Hope you guys have a good start to your weekend. And we're going to keep doing what we're doing. So stay up. Feel free.
Bye.